Okay, so, one more run before we probably spin the roguelike roulette again. Part of it is... Oh, hi. Hold up. They dash-proofed this wall. Ow. They only partially dash-proofed the wall. It's fine. There we go. Drop that. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. A lot of multi-hit. Does not have much of an activation time in the slightest. And absolutely just smashes anything that it hits. That's good stuff. Yeah, we're gonna stay hale and hearty for this run. Haha, stun lock. That's a good run. Any run where I can more or less just like reliably keep enemies just absolutely locked down, that's a good run. That's a run with legs. You don't need to be peak Wanderbot when the enemies can't do shit to you. Except for the enemies with hyper armor. That throws things off a bit. Stop bullying me! Cripes! I got places to kill. Things to die. Okay, that's not quite what I was going for, but that's fine. And you're dead. Definitely an aura run. And I'm fine with that. Kelly's Flower Diadem. Taking damage to defeat you, gain signature charge. I don't think we're actually going to use that. Ever. Come for me. Thank you. Yeah, I have to alternate my targets here a little bit. We don't have quite as much AoE with this as certain other builds, but that's okay. Alright, damage for a short time after taking damage. Cursed Relic in your inventory, lowers your cooldowns. Gold gain for all wizards, and projectiles move slower. Those are all good. 20% extra gold's probably worth it. Actually, is it? I would love to tabulate how much gold I get over the course of a run, because I actually have no idea how that works. We do not want that. Honestly, maybe the Ice Spear. Maybe. That's a hard maybe. Let's see, chest clock is a cursed item. Is it? I thought I bought it. Well, that would explain things. I wasn't paying attention, because it seemed like just such a drastic upgrade. Ow. Missed. Well, that's okay. Hello? Is there anybody else up here? Nope, that was just that. Hey, I haven't fallen into a pit in a while. Fix that. Look, gotta get ahead of the jinx. Just gotta own it at this point. If I curse myself, then it's not as strong, right? I'm gonna fall into another pit. Hello. Drop it on the ground. Dropping that might be good. I don't know, but I'll take it. I'll gladly take the extra money for that. Let's see. Midas is worth it in the first 3 levels. Yeah, you're probably right. Let's see. Let's grab the dated sunglasses as well, because that one's real good. Alright, and we want to go back down here. It's always cool seeing how many people, how many members of the community have actually played these games alongside me over the course of, I don't know, the years. I play a lot of games that literally no one will ever play. Okay, maybe not literally everyone, but like a considerable amount of people will just never bother to play some of the garbage that I play. And there's a lot of other games that like people will very much get into, and I actually really appreciate that. It's very validating when I play something that I think is really cool and a lot of people jump on that and are like, yeah, this This game's just cool as shit. Damn it. The curse. Ah, that home's in. I had no idea. Excuse me, I require your HP. It can only be gained by bleeding you to death. Well, bleeding. Bapping you to death. Oh. I should probably break stuff. Some of these actually have money in them. I don't entirely know what the chances are and what items do and don't. I want to say certain portraits do, but that's way too much effort. Way too much effort for me. That's okay. I should probably take bites of this sandwich, otherwise the whole thing's going to dry out on me. And I threw a crumb on my face. Whoops. Oh. Oh, sourdough buns are actually really good. I used to just be an absolute fiend for sourdough growing up. My mother makes really good sourdough, as in it is like sour as hell, which is really weird. Because I'm not a big fan of sour things, but like sour savory can be super good. Lightning Twinnies 3rd. Oh boy. Yeah, especially oh boy, as I've never fought them before. There we go. I don't know what that I don't know what that chest expected out of life, but I don't think it expected what it got. It's like, hee hee, I'm going to ambush this adventurer. And then that didn't pan out. Nope, nothing back there. I know there's like the occasional hidden chamber, but there's not too much. It's weird. I'm really used to hidden chambers being really effective in roguelites. Or are there repels nearby enemies? That's interesting. Duration of shock status effects. Damage and movement speed is increased, or ferocity of your burn status effects. The aura that repels enemies might actually be kind of cool. Let's see. But yeah, like Binding of Isaac and a couple other, Ziggurat. Oh, or even better, Tower of Guns. Tower of Guns is like the proof that like secrets are king in terms of like secret finding. Mother Gunship kind of got there, but not quite to the same extent. Hello! I think I missed. But that's okay. Didn't miss that time. Let's see. But those two roguelikes were like the first that I ever really got into. And so it actually throws me off really hard when I'm playing other roguelikes that don't have much for secrets ever? Because, like, to some small degree, it just feels weird and wrong not to have, like, extensive secret finding as part of, like, a major mechanic on how to get upgrades and so on and so forth. And I gotta admit, I actually... Well, that's useless to me. I actually do prefer this method where everything is super straightforward, because otherwise it's kind of luck RNG and, like, really slows the game down doing secret hunting. That's an easy example. Undermine, I guess? Undermine can get a little bit much. Ow, ow, ow. I'm just gonna probably hit and run here. Just leave them with the bad bits. Because, yeah, would like to kill these guys sooner. But they do just enough damage that... Bit of a pain in the ass. There's one. Wow, got right up in there. Okay. Nope, stay a hell away from that. There we go. And he's done. Do we get a relic or an item or just health? Alright. Fine, I was hoping for a cool thing. Might have to buy a spell here. So, signature charge rate and decay decreased dramatically. Let's see. Signature damage is reduced. Maybe. Or alternatively, cruel chest clock. You're right, it's not the starting item. Yes. That damage down is so meaningless compared to the amount of oomph that you can shuck out with half cooldowns. Especially if you get other cooldown reduction on top of everything. I was really hoping that I could start with a cursed item. Because, yeah, as it stands, I'm just going to be hurling these spears left and right. Which is obscene. I like how it states it's a combo item. Yeah, I just totally forgot they existed. Note to self, don't run around with the map open. It's fool's business. Okay. And what other roguelikes? Ziggurat. Ziggurat had fairly necessary secrets constantly. Whoops. This is awkward. Just cycle between one and the other. I guess. I do not like fighting these guys. They're just awkward. Okay. Oop. Oop. Okay, we good? Nope, we're almost good. Alright, please go down. Thank you. Oh, no, we're not done yet. It's Super Bash Man. What's the one that really makes it so you attack even faster? I forget. There's a couple of, I want to say it's a cursed item that lets you have, like, really short cooldown activations. Oop. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, it did get him. Barely. Didn't do a whole lot of damage, but that's fine. I don't really need to. Oop. Didn't quite work, but that's fine. Yeah, if my Volt Disc had slightly larger AoE, this would be unstoppable. I'm assuming that's actually something that comes with the enhanced version. We'll yeah. Things? Ah, shoot. This is silly. I love it. We need some more spells, though. Because, yeah, once I can mash, A, Y, and then both shoulders just to, like, dump spells, that's when things get real good. As it stands, this is just real good. Is there anything else? Actually, no, I think we cleared this out. Damn it. Navigating with the map open is bad. It's like trying to navigate a busy city street with your phone up. Don't do that. It's risky. Alright, so nothing on him. She's got... It's okay. I don't really like these. Okay, yeah, let's grab the Sparrow Windstone. Keeping them slightly off me sounds like a good idea. And I will take one bite of this sandwich. Oh. Can confirm, is sandwich. Waste not, want nothing. Is it a good sandwich? It's a good sandwich. I usually prefer mayo, but, oh well. Mayo's not very good for me, so I probably shouldn't. Yeah, I like fighting this boss when I'm not, I like fighting this boss when she's not the last one. She gets kind of rough. Okay, she's got one more in the tank. Yeah? There we go. Doing stretches, lady. That's good for you. Makes me want to play Ring Fit. Sadly, we found out that Ring Fit's breaking my house. So I can't actually play Ring Fit anymore until I figure out how to secure the chandelier downstairs. Which is a bit of a shame. Alright. Damage. Try fighting her at the end of boss rush. Her speed is insane. Actually, I haven't done boss rush yet. I don't really know if I have much motivation, though. Let's see. How's can't handle the exercise? I don't have particularly, Ow! Whoa! I don't have particularly thick, floors, unfortunately. So it's one of those that, like, every time I say step down, it shakes the floor a little bit. But say if you're running, that's a very rhythmic action. Wow, hi, that's kind of dickish. I'm just gonna do that. I guess we just want to chuck ranged moves here. Just let those handle these guys. They're probably not so bad. But still, healthy dose of fear. Done a large padded mat. Only helps so much. Let's see. Triples crit chance for all melee arcana. Fortunately, I'm pretty sure Volt Disc does not count. Yeah, I don't have any melee. Because I know Dark Katana is amazing. Sidewinder's badge, though. Let's pick that up. A secondary hit on top of my regular attack. But yeah, we have a yoga mat, but it only does so much. Super frustratingly. I honestly wish I could change how... Wow, these guys are new and kind of crappy. But that's okay. I gotta remember to use my Stone Ward anyway. They're probably always that jerkish, I just don't remember them that well. But yeah, so... I was just doing some, like, old Ring Fit levels. Very specifically... Just not to... Because I like grinding, and I like exercise, so it was kind of a match made in heaven. Problem is, like... very much... Okay. There we go. Wow, those are extremely slow projectiles. That is honestly hilarious to watch. Sort of. Until they hit me. At which point it's less funny. I hope you like these AoEs. Because they're homebrewed. Okay, let's see. Did we get anything cool off of that? Doesn't look like it. Okay, but yeah, so I was starting to do exercise, and Shell's like, Wander, stop! And I go downstairs, and the chandelier's like, you know, it's kind of mounted to the ceiling. I had finally shaken it loose. And so there's a notable gap between the chandelier mounting point and ceiling, and so we got to talk to our landlord about that. But I'm pretty much under the assumption that I don't think it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be kosher for me to do any more Ring Fit, at least in my current office. It gives it, we have a couple of, like, immediate options. None of them are great. My probably go-to is just purely, moving my whole recording studio. As weird as that sounds, like, that's kind of the ideal option for me, because I'm currently got... let's see, sounds like the chandelier got mounted in the ceiling drywall instead of a proper secured point. Yup. I mean, it also swings a little bit when I'm running, which is probably not great, because I'm directly above the chandelier when I'm running. And so we might talk to the landlords a little bit about this, because they're quite nice, and it's a husband and wife, and the husband, the wife does like all the business stuff, and the husband is like an old contractor. I don't actually know if he still does contracting work, but I might ask them about properly securing it, because currently that's like the only thing preventing me from doing like massive amounts of exercise, and so being able to actually mount that properly and go back to Ring Fit would be nice. but it really depends on what they're willing to do, how much it would cost, and so on and so forth. And I honestly would not mind footing some of the build to get that mounted properly. Or switched out, because I don't really want to have my recording set up downstairs. It's a lot colder down there. I say as I'm actually sweating kind of hard, so it wouldn't be terrible. I definitely have to wear pants, which that would definitely, like, hurt my boyish charm a little bit, but it would mean I could actually, yeah, let's feel berserk. It would mean I could actually do face cam a lot more often. Face cam, yeah, it'd be okay. Oops. Wrong one. This one. I'm still not entirely sure if I'm terribly keen on facecam. I know some people swear by facecam and, like, absolutely enjoy it. God damn it. There we go. Other guy's out, and we have more than enough healing, so we don't have to worry about too much. You get over there. I really like this signature. It's pretty good. What do you want? All your gold for all my chaos gems. That's a deal. I don't really need chaos gems. Like, if I didn't play this game a lot, it'd maybe be okay. How many gems does he even have? I assume it's like a 1 to 10 ratio or something. It could be 1 to 1, honestly. But even then, I'm not sure if that's worth it. I'm just going to finish the sandwich before it gets too dry. Oh. Wait, it's a 9% conversion rate? Oof. I mean, that still would have gotten me, what, 40 chaos gems? But still. That is not nearly close to worthwhile for me. Also, these wards are really good. Especially with the cooldown reduction, because I can lay down 2 to 3 of those wards every fight. Ow. Oh boy, hurts. What's that? Basic Arcana have an extra combo. Chance to do Bouncing Bubble. Increase the amount of summons. I'm pretty sure these don't count as summons. I'll have to do a ward build at some point, though I don't think you can actually get an enhanced ward, unfortunately. Wow, look at these. Yeah, pop-up primer, number of summons, and also damage for summons. Sadly, can't do. I'm gonna grab both of those, and we'll just see what happens. Armor, damage, price is increased. I'm just gonna do Golden Saber of Envy. We're pretty close to a max build, and I'm pretty happy with the Arcana, the items I've picked up. So after this point, I'm probably just gonna invest in healing if I need it. And yeah, those extra bouncing bubbles are actually pretty good, considering how fast I'm attacking. Yep, that's pretty good. That's really good. Okay. That one's okay. Obviously, probably too expensive. I doubt I'm going to be able to use it. And that's fine. Let's see. Anything here? No. Hey, you know what? One of my original complaints when this game first came out was that some of the Arcana were kind of worse than others. I don't remember specifically which Arcana it was, but, you know, there's an elemental weakness system in this game, which, you know, I'm fine with. That's not necessarily bad. The problem was they didn't have the air boss and the lightning bosses in the game. Ow. I'm not sure which would have done more damage to me. But that's okay. Drop that. Gotta, like, hook myself in a corner and just kind of explode outwards. There we go. I think it was fire. Fire was just definitively bad originally, because there was nothing that it was good against, and one or two of the elements like resisted it or something like that, or I don't exactly remember the logic for it, but there was like one of them that was just like, yeah, I mean, some of these abilities are great, but actually going up against the associated zones just kind of sucks. Yeah, there's a lightning boss now. Yep. Yeah, so we're in the frost zone, but man, they really do not advertise updates. That's actually something I've noticed in general about indie games, that especially like early access or pseudo early access ones, there's a high amount of like indie games that are just absolutely like once they come out, no one hears about them again until there's kind of like a quiet, oh hey, this game's done, or oh hey, this got an update or something like that. And it's weird, because there's so many like choice updates here and there, and so many roguelikes are absolutely like terrible at communicating this. I think it just comes down to the fact that most developers are just oh, hi. I guess I'll grab that. We'll definitely grab Blaring Falconry, which is amazing. I guess I'm gonna just run down and grab that health orb while we're there. Yeah, like Monolith. Admittedly, I do know about the Monolith update. I just haven't gotten around to playing that one. It's on the roguelike roulette, but it's kind of a low priority roguelike for me just because I'm super terrible at it. Like, Wizard of Legend and Hades kind of fall into the same genre. A little bullet helly, but for the most part, it's like it's much more of like a character action type game. Let's see, we don't need these. We certainly don't need the potions. And we already got this. Cool. But yeah, a lot of developers don't really bother with marketing ever. And a lot of them don't bother with marketing for a good reason. Mainly just because they have no skill in it. It takes too much work, takes too much time away from development. And so, like, I can completely understand why most developers just don't bother. It's just tragic because, like, a little bit of marketing would go a massive way to making, like, making their games that much more successful. Ow. Ow. Hoop. 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 How'd that work? Got her. Woo! That got spoopy. Gust volley. I like what I got. I'm gonna go back for those healing. Oh, wait, no, I used them all. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, the one problem is my shock attack is gonna do less damage to these two. Oh well. Anywho, let's see, what was I going to say? Just being bad at marketing. And, like, I truly can't blame most developers for being garbage at marketing. It just... like, what's a good indie game that, like, only received marketing because of me? There's actually a huge number. There's honestly a distressing number of indie games that, like, I am their marketing plan. And that terrifies me a little bit because it's just like, I should not be. I should be the last line of marketing. The, like, YouTubers and streamers are notoriously fickle, for starters. We're very much like, we play what we want when we want, and a lot of us will just, like, completely ignore a game. Or completely bounce off of it. I've definitely talked about, well, have I talked about Nova Drift that much? I was like one of the main people to market Nova Drift back when it first came out. And I think I think it's got a little bit more organic marketing sense. But that was one of those games that, like, nobody had covered up until me. And apparently, like, I want to say the amount of people wishlisting Nova Drift went up by, like, easily 10 to 100 times or something like that. I'd have to ask them for the exact statistics. No, I'm going to wait for everything to come off cooldown for a second. Unfortunately, the birds are the slowest. Okay. Damn. Homeboy gets tough. I think part of the problem is actually this. Yeah, I'm missing here. Maybe I'll switch these out. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him. I think part of the problem is I have that aura of, like, knockback. Oh, it's the aura of knockback. Hits him for a bit of damage and triggers him early. I'd have to time that really well. And that sounds like that's going to take work. But that's okay. Pinata's scamming you. This doesn't cost me money. Okay, I'm digging this build. I like the birds, but the wind knockback just does that much more damage. The birds are just kind of nice set and forget it Harrier type things, but I was also using them last run. So I don't actually need to immediately use it. Hello, we could also get Ward of Lightning. Just go bananas with wards. Just drop them both and then walk off. That's actually super tempting. Okay, anything else? No. But yeah, so back to Nova Drift, if I can properly talk about it. And like, I think for them it worked out, mainly because beyond me, they were also working on a very strong Discord presence, which a lot of developers do, and that's kind of really basic marketing. But what's another example of a game that I absolutely love? I don't know how many of you guys played... Let's grab... Oh, Electrifying Smock. That's actually really good. I apparently did actually manage to defeat one. Let's lose the Dark Katana, because that's useless to me. But yeah, apparently I managed to defeat one of the bosses without taking damage. 12%. I'll take it. Probably too hard to get any of the rest of them, but that's okay. Oop, yep. Anywho, but what was the game? Gilded Dungeoneering. Absolutely adored that game. Really, really well made. A lot of people liked it when it came out back in 2014, 2015, something like that. Let's see. Gems heal you. Poison Sprite. Damage for all projectile arcana. Damage of all wave-based arcana. Ward. That's probably a projectile. I really wish it would actually tell you what these tags are. I want to hold on to this. Oh, wait. I don't know. I own one. That's okay. We're going to lose that. We're going to grab Gloves of Gambit. I don't actually know if those count as projectiles. I hope they do. But that seems a little bit better. Yeah, I forgot about Gilded Dungeoneering. Mainly because, like, ultimately, it didn't have that much longevity for what it was. It was a neat little thing, and it came out at a good time when there weren't a whole lot of other indie games. If Gilded Dungeoneering came out, like, nowadays, I'm sure people would bounce off of it pretty hard. Comparatively. Not necessarily because the game's bad, but just because, like, you know, only so much time, only so much Yeah, the problem is, when it comes down to it, I get him so close. Okay. Nah, it's not worth it. Whatever he gives me isn't even worth my time. Okay, we at 100%, we're at 100%. Cool. I don't really want the shock dash. I think we're good. Let's go. Let's see. Am I fighting a pinata? Yup. Anyway, so the Gilded Dungeoneering people put out a game recently called Cardpocalypse, which I thought was an absolutely wonderful little indie game. Like, probably one of the better games to come out of last year. Oh, should I have gone for Thunder Ward? I don't know. I'm pretty happy with what I got. Earth Ward is good enough. Someday I'll do like an all-ward build just because. Let's see, we good? We good. Bye. Alright, let me see. Leave that there. Blast them. I guess we'll get over here. Things are a lot more interesting if I'm actually fighting instead of just taking weird, dumb pot shots. I think the thing that made me feel Wizard of Legend is interesting is you can set your loadout and gear. Throw is in the best possible start. Yeah, loadout-based stuff is super rare in roguelikes. I know Dead Cells kind of has, like, a loadout system, but it's not quite there. Because you effectively start with, like, a really low-tier version of whatever thing you want. And then it's just like, well, hope you find the fully upgraded version of it somewhere, and it's like, oh. Like, if Dead Cells had nothing but side grades for its equipment and abilities and it was all just based on your stats, I think that actually would be a really good system. Or, like, you just keep adding to yourself like this. I didn't really like it. It's like, oh, man, I have a Swift Sword, and it's bad. I hope you like the really slow broadsword thing, or, that got kind of tiresome. Armor for each relic. That. Lightning damage. Ooh, some of these are really good. I'm going to drop the Sparrow Windstone at this point. I don't think we need it. Same thing with the Gloves of Midas. Actually, let's hold on the Gloves of Midas for a bit. Let's grab the Captain's Ring. How much damage? 16% extra damage. So that's not as good as I was hoping it would be. That's fine. What about you? Yeah, let's finish the floor before I switch out my gloves. Ow! There we go. Yeah, the other reason why I'm not super passionate about Thunder Ward is we're on the Thunder level, so it's not super good. Okay, let's see. But yeah, so they put out Cardpocalypse, which I thought was a fantastic game. And, like, no one... I'm sure some people noticed, and maybe it was marketed better for iOS. But, like, I'm on their Discord. There's just, like, no one there. It was just people, like, leaving bug reports and nothing more. And otherwise, it seemed like their marketing, for the most part, was to just, like, have streamers play it. Which I think is still a fine and perfectly cromulent style. But it should always generally be, like, your last means of telling anybody about your game. Just because, yeah, what if streamers are busy? What if there's, like, another game coming out? I mean, that's always an issue. I know some developers that made the extremely fatal error of deciding that they were going to release their game during the Steam Summer Sale. Whoops. And then they're like, yeah, this will be fine, and then the studio shuts down within, like, a week, and I'm like, but I told you. In fact, I did. I remember one developer, I'm like, you really, really do not want this release date. And they're like, no, it'll be fine. I'm like, you sure? I know I sound cocksure here, but still, wow. This dude does not chill. I'll probably buy a potion. I was considering buying a weapon, or not a weapon, an item, but I don't think I need it. We'll see. Let's see. Do I want to do Aqua Vortex? Oh, that's this one. I'm not sure. I don't remember what that does. And right before the twins, I think I'll pass. Oh, hey. We can upgrade Volt Disc. Finally. I've seen ads for it, just not particularly interested. Yeah, that's also fair. Okay. So I was going to buy the coat, but I guess I can't. So we're going to lose the Hands of Midas. We're just going to pick up Sparrow Windstone. Oh, it gives you money, but you can't get any more afterwards. My main issue is just that I'm not sure what I would switch out. Let's actually get rid of the Whimsical Explodium, now that I'm thinking about it. Oop. Ominous Loan Note. Perfect. Because this will let me buy the Healing Potion. And nothing else because I can't afford anything else, but that's okay. I'll grab my Blurring Falconry. Everything else is good. Yeah, this is about as peak of a build as we possibly could. Yeah, I guess there is also a valid point there that probably a lot of people avoiding picking up Cardpocalypse on Epic Games Store. I'd love to see the statistics for that. Unfortunately, there's only a couple of games that actually, like, you can even collect data on that for. Ashen? Hades? Are there any other Epic exclusives that have switched over to Steam at this point? Maybe Metro Exodus at this point. I don't actually know on that one. Yeah, is Metro Exodus on Steam? I haven't seen anything. Unfortunately, they sent that to me while I was living in a hotel, so I didn't really want to play it then. When it comes out on Steam, I'll do a series on it. Satisfactory isn't. So it really straight up is Hades and Ashen. Yeah, Hades is certainly more popular now. I'd love to see how much of an uptick that would be. Unfortunately, these companies are super mum about this sort of stuff. But I'd love to actually, like, sit down and see the data someday. Do I have any dev friends that did Epic first? Not overwhelmingly. Maybe I'll bug the Cardpocalypse people when it hits Steam and say, like, how much of an increase did this actually get you? Because I'd love to see the numbers so I could actually talk about this in a more informed manner. Blech. Anyway, it's shocking that you made it this far, but we're here to make sure you stay grounded. Wow. Okay, that's an issue. Okay. This is going to be tough. I like these characters as a boss. They're fun. Whoa, what the shit? I think honestly when they're doing that, it might be in my best interest to just wail on them. Got him. Hell yeah. We didn't expect you to put up so much resistance, but you really know how to amp things up. Not nearly as bad as the wind boss, I can guarantee on that one. Ooh, do I want? Yeah, let's actually grab Blazing Lariat. What do I switch out? For Gust Volley? Yeah. Because that one, I think, should do more damage to the boss. I could be wrong. That was an awful joke they made. Oh, they make terrible puns. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, there's only so many lines for each of these characters. Like, I don't think they really say anything else. Like they always say the same thing every single time, which is a tragedy. Beatings will continue until you freaking die. If I was really passionate about this, I could just try and go toe-to-toe with this guy. I don't think it's worth it. I could. Especially at this point. The problem is, he has a high stun lock probability, and that's a bit of a tragedy. Ha, stunned him in the middle of the spell. I didn't even know you could do that. Got him. Wander is just bullying at this point. All you have to do is just get to like a certain build and you're all good. That's one thing I absolutely love about Wizard of Legend is that, like, once you hit the skill, I'm not gonna say the skill ceiling, but like once you pass a certain skill bar in playing this game, almost every run will be a win just purely because you know what you're doing, you know what the items are, you have a decent pool of things to play with. Chaos Reaper, Basic Arcana. Ooh. Let's see. So for controller on this, does it lock on enemies or gotta be quick with both sticks? You actually don't use the right stick at all. So it kind of locks on. It's based on which direction your character is facing, but you will specifically home in on enemies as long as you're pointed in generally the right direction. It's I would consider it to be probably the best possible manner of handling it for considering how frenetic this game is. But it does take a little bit of getting used to. So, Chaos Reaper. Slice through enemies with a scythe made of chaos energy. Can be charged for a boosted effect. Oh, damn it. I mean, okay. That's pretty good. Problem is, I just really don't like the charged Arcana. Max health for each movement Arcana equipped. Regenerate every time you pick up a Chaos Gem. Increase armor. That one was decent. And it's to automatically parry an attack. Defensive shield that orbits you and negates projectiles. I can't believe they didn't already have that in the game. Every as you progress, teleports you to the relic shop when entering a new stage. Ooh, that's actually kind of neat. Signature charge every time you pick up a Chaos Gem. That's okay. Cooldowns for all summon Arcana. Ooh, that's fun. Teleports you to the mystery room. Summons an aura that poisons and roots nearby enemies. So you already know about that one. Arcana shop, I'll probably avoid that. Defensive elemental burst whenever you're afflicted by a status effect. Oh, I'm out of gems. Let's see. You don't have to charge it. Yeah, but it's not as good. Like, there's still more of a, Oops. There's still much more of, like, a... If you notice, there's a period where I'm running forward. Most non-charging Arcana don't have that, which means they can be spammed better. It works fine, I guess, if you're using... It works fine if you're using... Oh, that's interesting. If you're using... an attack speed boost, you will actually just... chop endlessly. It doesn't even go through the charged attack. Weird. Okay. Might give it a go anyway. Maybe I could get used to it. I just... By nature, I generally dislike anything that requires charging. Because it just doesn't feel good to me. I'd much prefer set it and forget it type skills. Especially summons, but it's okay. So you still have an exclamation mark in your book. I know. It's just telling me about this spell that I was using last run that I have equipped, so I have to unequip it first. There we go. Yeah. So even though I had it equipped as a signature skill, it's just like, you don't know about the skill that you've been using. The other problem I have with, yeah, the charge moves is you actually can't trigger, other spells while it's triggering. Whereas during, like, a regular, just spammable one, regular spellcast will actually take priority, which is really nice, because you can effectively be mashing the X button, and, if you notice, I chucked a spear out. This is me just mashing X and, left bumper at the same time. So I guess you're right. If I just mash the X button, I will just kind of do without the charge. It's just not great. It's okay. It's okay. One way or another, this game does hurt my hand a little bit. But yeah, you have to mash it to get the same level of attack speed that you get out of a non-charging one. Because you really have to, like, only hold the button for, like, a split second, otherwise it triggers. Yeah, and bam. Oh, it's this one. I don't think I really ever used this ability. It's decent, though. I think I like this one better. The Spear Chuck with the delayed damage over time rapid hit attack. That one's real good, especially with crit.